Hey guys and gals, what I want to talk about today is what I've been seeing or what I've seen today in after a conversation I had, and it was really in regards to how humans are very good at focusing in on what we're not good at. We're very good, or what we think we're not good at, because quite often not, what we think is often an over exaggeration. So, for example, for a simple example, like writing emails or writing a report, whether in your job, if you constantly focus in on what you think you're not doing very well, or what I don't think I'm doing very well at, and what we could work at and what we can improve on, if we're always focusing negatively, and I don't mean it from a point of view where, that's where I can kind of like improve a little bit, and I'll work on that next time. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when we look at it and we kick ourselves for it. We go, oh, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. Joe Bloggs from my office can do a lot better job. He's really, really good at that. That's what I'm talking about. It's the kind of the focusing on constantly what we're not good at, or what we think we can do really, really a lot better at, and kicking ourselves for that. And what I'm seeing today is, and I've seen this in the past, is that it is very useful for us just to kind of take a step back from what we're doing, whether that be a physical step back, or whether that's kind of just like a review of what work you've done or what you've done personally, and to take a step back and kind of look at what we've done or what we've achieved. For me personally, what I've achieved in terms of my personal development and my mental health over the last 4 years is, to me, it's really good. It's changed my life from someone who was depressed and anxious and stressed to someone who's not today. So, I mean, obviously 4 years is quite a long period to look over, perhaps, but what I found useful in my life is kind of just to have a look back at the past week, month, 6 months, whatever makes sense to you, and kind of just identify things that we've done well. For example, I don't know, if you work in sales, you could say, oh, this month I've already made 10 sales, last 6 months I've made 60, etc. That's really good. And when we take that step back, or when I take that step back and kind of come at it from a wider perspective, a bigger picture, I can kind of identify, actually I'm not doing that badly. Actually, I'm doing pretty good. And a lot of people will not take a step back and will not have that perspective, and they'll continuously see what they're doing badly, and then that will make them feel bad. And generally, or quite a lot of times, it's not actually the case that you're doing a bad job. It's just that you're focusing very narrowly on that negative, rather than taking that step back. And that's kind of it came up in a conversation with me today, and it's so true in my life as well. I just for work, like the last week, I was kind of constantly going, oh, that could be better, that could be better, that could be better. Oh, so and so has done it better. But if I take a step back and go, oh, wait a minute, actually, like longer term, over the last 2-3 weeks, I've really improved on drafting, on my report writing, on coaching, and just like anything. It's really just taking that step back and viewing from a neutral, or trying to take that step back and viewing it from a neutral point of view. So what I really encourage you to do, anyone watching this, I really encourage you to just do that. Just take a step back and kind of go, oh, what have I achieved over the last week, 2 weeks, month, 6 months, whatever makes sense to you. I really suggest you do that. And you know what? I'd really love, if you already do that, I would really love your comments on below, whether you found that useful, whether you haven't. But yeah, anyone who doesn't do that, I would really invite you to do that today, or whenever you watch this video, and let me know how it goes.